A big thing that I feel like is a topic nowadays is really just sadness. Being sad or just having the inability to really do anything. Some people are upset because of their economic position. Some people are upset because they're not where they want to be in life. Whether it be a lost one or anything, being sad is a part of life, and it does suck. I, myself, have bipolar disorder, type 2, so that means I'm typically sad more often and experience more difficult lows, essentially. And with this, it's definitely been there. Nothing that you can really ignore. Even then, with some tactics to help, being sad does suck. It's something that we all go through. 5 stages of grief, or like the examples I listed earlier. But I think being sad is probably one of the best experiences that you can have. And honestly, it's great to be sad. For example, one of my friends whose father died went to his funeral, and he didn't really shed a tear. He's older than me. And he felt terrible that he wouldn't cry for his father, or that he couldn't. He felt sad, but didn't really have a way to express it. And I feel like that's what us as a generation kind of lack nowadays. We shun people for being sad whenever they're upset or don't really have a way to express it. It kind of starts to grow on them. Definitely for the older generations, yeah, it's been there too, and they've definitely been sad and worked through it better than we can, but it's a new age. While we definitely could look back and see all the differences that happened, we should look now and see what's going on with us. I mean, even older people nowadays are starting to get more sad about not living as long or having that midlife crisis, or people who are Gen X, millennial, etc. And I feel like that's a big thing where therapy comes up too. I mean, that's a place where you pay someone to talk to your feelings and give you advice, maybe to work through a lot of your situations. And some people can choose not to believe in therapy, and that's perfectly fine. You can believe in what you want to believe. But I think it's great if you go out there and try to find some help, whether it be because you're a little sad and you need to express someone, whether you look online on a Discord server, or even call your number neighbor. But experiencing and expressing that sadness is so strong because it kind of gets it out of your system. A person building it up is not going to develop into an emotionally stable person in the future, be it unstable or completely emotionally numb, emotionally unavailable. That's perfectly normal. Or it's perfectly normal for you to express your feelings, and that you don't become like one of them. So, what are some things that you can do to probably stop feeling so sad? And of course, if you look at any YouTube video or any article or even some advice from friends, it's always going to be find out the issue, take care of it, whether it be a giant workload or maybe you're not happy in the place you work or some other reason, and just take care of it. But for some people, it's not that hard, or it's not that easy. I mean, I have bipolar disorder, right? It just comes out of nowhere for no reason. It's definitely just a bigger topic to get thrown into. Even though what I'm going to say probably is somewhere on the internet out there and is most common, I think that probably the 4 of you or the 3 of you listening or watching to this, I hope that you really take this away. And I think that for you to kind of experience sadness in a better way is to kind of just make light of the situation. There's a guy whose brother has died, and his friends obviously felt very bad for him, and I wasn't really connected with the guy who lost his brother, but I was talking to one of his friends, and they were so sad and upset that I kind of made a joke about their brother's death, which to an extent, yeah, it's not the best thing, but it's what you do in light. And he laughed, and he was kind of happy that someone can see something better in this situation. That, yeah, although it is a serious concept, you shouldn't be sad that it happened, but be happy that you've had the time that you had with them. That being just a short example for loss, but you can kind of apply that to almost anything. You want a better job, a better economic situation, you might have to take some bigger steps. Maybe try to work more hours. Maybe figure out what's causing your biggest financial issue and slowly try overcoming that, or finding some way to really tilt that. Now, getting out of that situation you're in, the rut of sadness, is going to be rough. I mean, a lot of people give up. I know I do. But if you're motivated, if you have strong self-discipline, or even if you don't really need strong self-discipline in order to get some of this stuff done. And that's not to downplay any form of sadness or depression that you may have, but rather to tell you that you can do it. That the effort that you are putting in can really help you and maybe even push you towards your goal and your dreams. And it's all about taking those little steps that really help. There's even this one term, I believe it's called motivational movement, where if you do one thing, it kind of scales up to the other and creates this giant ball of motivation. So whether that be get up and make your bed, then it's going to be easier to brush your teeth, and then it's going to be easier to take a shower. With all those things in order, if you possibly don't make your bed, then brushing your teeth is going to be harder, and taking a shower is going to be harder too because you feel behind. But I think what I've experienced really is definitely taking it little steps at a time. Talk with someone, a friend, therapist, really find some way to experience your sadness so that you're not there alone. Putting yourself in that position is probably going to be one of the worst things you can do. But just know it's okay to be sad. It's fine for you to experience that, and if anyone tells you otherwise, then that's okay. You are who you are as a human being. Whether you're still in high school and have your set expectations, or out in life trying to make a name for yourself. But when you take that first step into improving yourself, it doesn't have to be working out. It doesn't have to be filling out forms and applications. It could just be increasing your hours, or going on a walk, or even just getting 10 minutes of sunlight. Those little steps are going to help a lot. In the end, just know it's better to experience sadness than not. The people who don't struggle in life. And you were given a gift. Well, I guess it depends on what you believe in, but you were given an opportunity to experience sadness. And I think it's one of the strongest, most developmental forms of emotions that any human being can really feel. Just make sure that you're always trying, because only you are stopping yourself from that great improvement. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I'm actually in a little war with my friend about who can get the most subscribers. So if you would subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, and have a great night.